This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2025 Flagstaff Super Lite travel trailer, and the model number is 26 SRD. Okay, so this is a how-to video. I'm going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, alrighty. So we start with an automatic leveling system, which I'll show you more about when we get up to the tongue. You also have a power awning with LED strip. This vent is for your range hood, so you want to open it up. There's two tabs there, so you want those tabs open so the baffle can flap freely if you're cooking and venting to the outside. You have two speakers, of course. This is your water heater. Right now, because we have, per your request, we've de-winterized it for you now, so I guess you're going to go through it. So right now it's set up to camp, but it's going to be de-winterized by the time you leave, I'm told. So, but right now you have you have two energy sources. It'll either run on electricity, 120 AC. It's got a heating element behind this black cover here, and it also has a burner. So I'll show you where the switches are when we get inside. You have a TV bracket and TV signal out plus power for TV. You have a griddle that hangs on here, and it has a quick connect hose that attaches. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's right under here. Okay, we can show you that in person when you pick up, if you need to see that. And of course you have your front storage, and you had a pull-out rack put in. You can see your 50 amp short cord is there. That is your griddle, of course. You have a table, a utility table that hangs on the griddle. I'm sorry, on the rail next to the griddle. And you can see there's a power inverter down there that will invert DC to 120 AC. It inverts 12 volt DC to 120 AC power. Okay, we'll talk about that more when we get inside. Okay. Deep cycle marine battery, 2 LP tanks. You have your controller for your tongue jack and your 2 leveling jacks here. So you're going to turn it on. We can go over this in person if you need to. It's because it's kind of hard to see the screen with the camera. But you got an auto mode. You're just going to auto level basically. You can just select the tongue jack mode, and you can extend and retract the tongue jack by yourself. You have a manual mode where you can operate all of the jacks manually. So of course the most common way would be the auto mode. You're just going to unhitch from your tow vehicle, push the button, and it's going to level it for you. So it's very self-explanatory, and the directions are right here. So we can go over this with you some more when you pick up if you need to. Okay. You have a kill switch for the battery right down here. If you can see it, right on below the tank there, there's a kill switch, so you can shut the battery off if you need to. These are Dockley and light switch. This is just the other side of your pass-through storage with your pull-out here. I showed you the power inverter, and all the stuff we already talked about. Okay, so let me shut this. So you have your bedroom slide with a slide topper. You've got your main slide with a slide topper. Your valves are down here, gray and black valves. Gray is sink and shower water, obviously, and black is toilet water and waste. You have a hookup for your coiled sprayer right here, hot and cold water. You have all of your hookups. The city water hookup here, which is the most common way to get water to the trailer, is right there. This is to draw antifreeze into the system. This one is your black tank flush, right? So just keep in mind, like it says on the sticker, if you're going to use the black tank flush, always make sure the black tank valve is open, the dump valve is open, when you turn on the water pressure to this, so you don't build up too much pressure. But it's very simple. Also, you have your cable and satellite through.
Hook it to city water, and then
you have your power cord here. Well, this is our shop cord, but your power cord was to the front. This is to fill the fresh water tank. The most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill this tank here, use the onboard pump to pump water. You're also pre-wired for a backup camera, okay? And you have a ladder. I'm going to get it out of the rain real quick so my camera doesn't get too wet here. Hopefully we're all right. Now, you have a ladder on the back, which is a great thing because the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days or so. So you want somebody to go up there and look at this, look at the roofing attachments, look at the roofing material, make sure there's no damage caused by low branches or road debris, anything like that. You just want to stay ahead of any problems. You check the sealant to make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through, those type of things, okay? So it's important to inspect your roof, obviously. Okay, so you had a watchdog surge protector installed. It's installed under this bench here. When you get here, you'll unload, or you'll download the app from either Google or Apple, and this is your code to scan, so you can log onto your device. So I'll leave that sitting right there. There's the box for it. Okay, so let's look around here. It says right here on this receptacle, inverted circuit. So all the receptacles are inverted, meaning they're set up so if you turn the inverter on, it will take the 12-volt DC from your battery and it'll invert the power to 120 AC and send it to the receptacle so you can run like a small appliance for a period of time. So that's the advantage of having the inverter. You also have a converter, which is over here, which does the opposite. It starts with 120 AC shore power and then converts it to 12-volt DC, so it's doing the opposite. So you have regular circuit breakers on this side, like you see at home, AC circuit breakers, and they're all labeled. Then over on this side, you're going to see 12-volt DC fuses, and they're all labeled. So you're starting off with your 120 AC distribution center here. Then the power is converted to 12-volt DC on this side and sent around your trailer to operate all the lights and the fans and everything. Everything that can run on 12-volt DC and a travel trailer does. So it takes care of that. It's also a battery tender. So as long as you're plugged into shore power, it's going to sense how much energy your battery or batteries on the front have and need, and it'll keep them charged up. If they're charged already, it'll just trickle a couple amps up there. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever is necessary to charge them up. So your tow vehicle is going to charge your batteries, pulling it down the road, and then your power converter here will be charging them when you're plugged into shore power. Okay, so you can both invert and convert power with this trailer. All right. So I did not prep this trailer, so it's kind of they're just working on it. So you have your swing out bracket here, and it locks into place. You can see this little catch here, and then this piece right, let's see, where is it? Right here. It clips right onto that, so your TV won't flail around while you're pulling down the road. You can see that green LED there. That tells you your digital antenna is on. You can shut it off if you want, but you won't get a good signal, so you always want to make sure that's on. Okay. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood. I showed you the vent outside, and I mentioned that if you want to run the fan, if you're cooking and you want to vent to the outside, make sure you open those little latches outside so the baffle will flap freely when you're venting. Okay. Otherwise, you can just keep it shut. You also have a light here. To light these is very simple. You just turn it counterclockwise, then you push it in to spark it. You hold it for a few seconds to heat up the thermocouple, and you select the temperature you want, and you're all set. So you have 3 burners with 3 knobs. The 4th knob is for your oven. It's a little bit different. There's a pilot light down here, all the way at the back. Okay, so you're just going to go to the picture of the pilot light, Then you depress it and hold it down until you see it light down here. Once it lights, you'll still hold it for 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you're going to go to operating temperature, of course. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You have an ambient light here, an oven light here. Always travel with this shut or down, closed, whatever, so it doesn't get damaged. Your keys will be hanging right here. They normally are, but I'm not sure where they're at this moment, but I'll make sure they're there. Thermostat, I'm told we're changing out your thermostat, so I won't go into that at this point. 12-volt DC refrigerator, and it opens both ways, either way, from the left or the right. And bottom freezer drawer. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We'll come back around here and look at the control panel. The control panel, you have your awning here. It's very, let me finish here. There we go. Never leave this out unattended, of course. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in so it doesn't get damaged. You have your 2 slide rooms here. I turned on the lights. Disconnect one here is for your app, to use an app. Of course, these are all your levels here. To turn your water heater on gas, it's this one here. Blue is on. And I think it looks like it's got everything running. To turn it on the electric heating element, you turn on this one here, the electric. Never run the water heater without water in the tank. Always make sure it's full when you turn it on. Of course, your water pump is here, on and off. You use that water pump to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use it to winterize the trailer. And then you have tank heaters on these on this trailer. So all of the 3 holding tanks all have heating pads on them, so you can extend your camping season. So that's where those are turned on right there. Okay, all very simple. Of course, you can turn this by dropping this tabletop down onto the cleats. You can turn it into a bed. You have theater seats here with a phone charger, and let's see what else we have here. Some storage. Yes. Okay. You do have your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green like it is. If it's not green, get it serviced. Never ignore it or put it on the back burner. Always, if it's not working, get it taken care of. This is obviously very important. And this here is your smoke detector here, of course. Alrighty. So, this is a 50 amp system, and the main reason being this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner. So you can see that that's where the second air conditioner would go. It's an easy install if you ever want to get it done. We do that here. Your power inverter controls. Here, let me shut this down here. Your controls for your power inverter are right here. Now I showed you the converter, which goes from AC to DC power. Let me take this piece off here. Well, this is the inverter, which goes from DC to AC. You don't run it all the time. You only run it if you need to invert power. So there you can see it. It's all pretty much self-explanatory. Basically, what happens is it takes the, I mentioned this already, I'll go over it again. You probably know all this, but it takes your 12 volt DC from your battery. The more battery, if you can put 2 on here, whatever, the more storage, the better it works. Obviously, you have, you know, more a second battery just for storage for this. It gives you a lot of extra power. So you can see it's showing us right now that you're going from 12 to 110. If I was to unplug the trailer, you'll be able to see it better because it'll show you how it's actually, you know, converting DC to AC. But just trust me at this point that it is. And it's sent, like I said, it sends the power to the receptacle so you can run a small AC appliance. Okay, and you hold it for a few seconds before you take your finger off to shut it off. Inverted circuit, like I said, and there's all kinds of charging ports that have a regular USB and then a USB-C right below it, depending on what kind of plugs you have. Okay. The wardrobe slide out, of course. We added this television here. Well, you have your 4-speed fan, which is it's got a cover over it, so it's a very good fan. The 2 lower speeds you can barely hear it. The 2 high really kick. So there's a speed for everything. Always when you're traveling, you want this latched. Never let the doors slide freely when you're traveling, or eventually they're going to wind up cracking or worse. So always make sure it's latched when you're traveling. Now this is an eco device here. I don't know why he's got it tangled up here. I don't know why, but he does. Well, I only have one hand to work with here, so I'll just have to take care of it. This is the shower miser. So what this does is eliminates wasted water. So normally when you heat up your hot water, it's just you're going to take perfectly good drinking water and you're going to send it down the drain while you heat up the water. So you're going to be wasting hot water, or excuse me, wasting fresh water, and you're also going to be wasting storage in your gray tank. So what this does, you put the lever down to this position here. You can see the circle with the arrows, meaning it's going to circulate in a circle. And it sends the water in a loop. It goes from here to the water pump, to the water heater, back to here, water pump, water heater, around and around. So the same water circulates around and around. This blue piece of plastic material here will turn a beige color when it gets hot. So when you see it turn beige, you know you've reached temperature, right? And when you do that, then you just flip it to this position. You see the picture of the shower there, and it works just like a shower. So you've heated up the water without wasting any fresh water and without wasting any space in your storage tank. So that's the shower miser. The toilet works like all RV toilets. It sits right over a black tank. It's got a flush pedal, so you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, step on the pedal, hold it down long enough to put at least a gallon of water in there. Most people use more than a gallon of water, just don't use less, and you're all set. If you don't do that, it's going to get all clogged up. It'll be a mess, so you always want to have chemical and water in there, okay? GFCI, there's going to be 2 of them probably in this trailer. Every plug in the trailer is wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it inside at one of these. Anytime you have trouble with a receptacle, always think GFCI first, okay? Alrighty. I think I've got it here. Let me look around a bit, just to make sure. This is another pre-wire. I told you about the backup camera. This is another pre-wire. If you scan this code, it'll take you to a website that'll tell you about the products. It will. Most people, you see the 5G there. Most people aren't interested in the 5G. They're interested in the public Wi-Fi booster, which would consist of a router box that goes right here, and then an antenna that goes on the roof. You just get better public Wi-Fi. But if you're interested, you can look into that. Okay. Alrighty. So please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's obviously very important. Right now there's water in the system, but we're going to winterize it for you before you leave, so we'll take care of that for you. And of course, thank you very much for purchasing your trailer from us, and we'll answer any questions you have and go over any issues you have, okay? Thank you.